What's going on, friends? My name is M238, and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds for the Nintendo 3DS. We're all up last time, we got started with the game, and now here we are in Eastern Palace. We're about to take on the first dungeon, which is Eastern Palace. So, here we go. The first of many dungeons that we are going to go into here. Dungeons are usually where you have to really use your puzzle-solving skills in order to go through various rooms of the dungeon. Fortunately, though, for the first dungeon of the game, Eastern Palace, it's not super complicated to go through. It's relatively straightforward. You can kind of explore around and kind of bear your surroundings as to where to get like an idea of what the rooms are like. Some rooms will have very simple solutions like these, like hitting those two switches in a very specific time for you to enter, for you to get that small key, in order to, so that way you can use that small key to access locked doors of dungeons. And when you use a locked door, or when you open up locked doors, then you can obviously progress further within the dungeons themselves. Also, when you go through dungeons, then you will encounter mini-boss fights sometimes, where the objective is to fight a boss, or fight a certain amount of enemies in order for the room to open. Alrighty, what we want to do here next is go ahead and hit that switch right there in order for that next door to open. However, if you kill all the popos that are in this room, then another treasure chest appears. And inside this treasure chest is monster guts. You don't really need these, but these monster guts are pretty helpful later on. So we're just gonna go ahead and collect those for the time being. Alright, so go ahead and do an angled shot in order to hit that switch right there. Also, commonly in dungeons, you'll be finding 3 common items, and they are the maps, compasses, as well as the boss keys. In this game, however, you actually do not find the dungeon maps at all. As the map is automatically displayed on the bottom screen. You can still find compasses, and whenever you pick up a compass, then it will show you where all the treasure chests are in the dungeon. And then you will also find boss keys, and there's one boss key for every dungeon, and obviously, with boss keys, they are keys that will give you access to the boss. So we gotta go ahead and find the boss key in order for us to fight the boss. So this big door right here that I'm standing right in front of will not open unless I find the boss key. So we gotta go ahead and find the boss key. Alright, over here, and we got ourselves another mini-boss fight against Stalfos. So you can slash them. Whenever you slash them, then they bounce away from you. You can also use arrows, which they won't dodge your arrows. So, very easy, and just like that. And then the platforms rise down, so that way you can get to that big chest right there. What could that big chest mean? It's so huge. Well, we'll check that after we head inside this room, hit that switch, so that way you can access that switch. Now we're gonna see what's inside here. It is a big key! So now we can go ahead and fight the boss. So that is what we're going to do. So for the first dungeon, yeah, this dungeon's really easy. So that's kind of a nice... It gives you like a taste of what dungeons are like. And dungeons later on in the game, they're not going to be this easy. Dungeons get more complicated or just harder to go through. Oh my, what's happening? Ha! After all your posing, all your preening, just look at you now! Now, my fine fellow, prepare to be made into my latest work of art. You'll have a privileged place in my collection of sages. Aha! An excellent painting! What a knack I have for capturing the smallest details just so! Oh? Who? You're that wriggling worm I saw at the sanctuary! What, have you come to challenge me again? I don't have time to coddle would-be heroes, but since you insist, I will oblige! Alright, here we are, the fight against Yuga. Yuga is so easy. All you gotta do is stand on the opposite side of him, and then shoot an arrow, and then while he's stunned with an arrow, then just go ahead and hit him twice at a time. It is so easy. 1, 2, okay. He's then going to teleport here. Okay, 1, 2, and there we go. That's the fight. I don't even know what kinds of attacks he does because he's just that easy. Enough of this! You're going to spoil everything! You forced my hand. I must brush you aside! No! I'm dead! What a sad, drab painting you make. You can rot there for all I care. Now, onward! My collection requires even more perfect paintings. Oh, how I long to hang that exquisite Princess Zelda on my wall. Oh my god, we're alive after all! Ravio's bracelet saved you? Wow! Just who is Ravio? If he was able to give us such nice things. That's crazy. Okay, so now we have a new ability. We can go inside walls. Painting walls as a painting. And that is now one of the main mechanics of this game. It's actually pretty crazy having such an ability like this. So now we gotta use this ability in order to make our way out of the dungeon. Now of course, going inside the walls, expenses your Ravio magic meter. So you gotta go ahead and use it wisely without running out of the Ravio meter. Of course, it refills over time, and then also there are pots that will specifically drop Ravio. That will refill the gauge meter for the Ravio meter, which will be helpful if you don't feel like waiting for a period of time for the Ravio gauge to fill up. And then after a while, we are now back to the entrance of the dungeon. Before I do that, though, we're going to go ahead and head out over here, open up this chest, and this will give us a nice, whopping silver rupee that we can use in order to get out of here. Also, if you go and head over here, you can get yourself a few extra rupees. That's it, a few pocket change, and then we are done. Ah, my lad! You finally found your way back out of the Eastern Palace. But what of Asfala? No! Yuga has taken Asfala too? Worse still, he now has 2 of our sages. And that fiend said he was going after Princess Zelda next? We mustn't let that happen. My word, what was that? Are we too late? Something dire is happening at Hyrule Castle. There's no time to waste. Oh my god, what is this? That barrier! I've never seen such magic! I daren't approach it. But we must break through somehow. Princess Zelda and Lady Impa are trapped inside the castle. Listen well, we must turn again to the legend of our old for a solution. These abominable events are an echo of what happened all those years ago. Then, when the castle was in the grip of evil, the hero of that day found the Master Sword. The hero first had to claim the 3 pendants of virtue to prove himself worthy of the blade, but there we are already thwarted, for one of those pendants is inside the castle with Princess Zelda. Oh, what a quandary. We need her pendant, but there's no way to get it. What's that? It can't be! You're wearing! That's the pendant of courage. What in Hyrule are you doing with it? She gave it to you? A special charm? How right she was! She must have sensed the evil in Hyrule and the rise of a new hero to meet it! So it is you? It must be. Why else would the princess have given you the pendant of courage? She knew you would need to get the Master Sword. Well then, my young hero, you've got quite a quest ahead of you. You have to find the other 2 pendants. One pendant has been enshrined in the House of Gales, and the other pendant in the Tower of Hera. I will mark those spots on your map. Good thing the princess thought ahead. Man, what timing. But first, it seems prudent to save before taking up such a quest. Care to do that? Sure, why not? I shall head home to search my library for clues to who the other 7 sages of our day might be. So for now, it's all up to you. Okay, and with that, all those paintings that were inside the castle walls, they are now gonna come out, and real soldiers are gonna come out, and they are going to attack us! That is not good. But that is gonna be it for this episode of The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, and next time we are going to head over to those 2 dungeons that we need to go to in order to access those pendants so that we can break through this barrier right here. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.